Guard, halt. Color Guard, prepare to post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Post the colors. Color Guard, about face. Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, about face. We may all be seated. We're now going to do the Scout Oath and Law, so I'm sorry for making you guys sick, because you guys are going to have to stand again. So please try it. Oh yeah, if you guys want to see it for yourself, it's on the back of the pamphlets. Alright. Please join me in this Scout Oath. On my honor,
I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Law. The Scout is trustworthy,
Loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2. You may now be seated, and I won't make you stand again.
I will also not make anyone stand. We got enough food exercising already. Next, we're going to have opening prayer with John Bozak. Podium is yours.
And even though I have never met a microphone that I didn't love, I'm going to choose to move myself closer to you, and yes, I'm going to make you stand. So please stand. To the Santolini family, to Gino on this extraordinary day, thank you for letting me share it and be a part of it. It's much appreciated. Creator God, maker of all that is good, let your spirit enter this assembly and dwell among us. By your guiding hand, Gino has achieved the worthy and deserving title of Eagle Scout. Through works, both seen and unseen, he has persevered and prevailed. Through deeds large and small, he has worked your will. Gino is a gift and he is a blessing. Listen now to his story. We humbly ask and pray, amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. For real, for real.
For a few seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Bozak. All right, now we're going to get started with the calls to the school nest. I need all Eagle Scouts to come forward and come up to the podium, state your name, your troop number, and when you got your Eagle Scout. And then take a seat at the Eagle's nest. Oh.
Okay. Hello? Hello? My name is Francesco Giordano. I'm from Troop 1, and I got my Eagle Scout last year, July 19th.
Whoa. Can we clap?
Hello, my name is Brian Weatherford. I got my Eagle Scout from Troop 335 in Carmichael, Sacramento in August 4th, 1994.
Well, my name is Brian Johnston. I got my Eagle Scout in, I guess it would have been April of 1990 in Livermore, California.
Thank you, Eagle. Okay, Brian Weatherford with Trail to Eagle.
Thank you. Thanks, Nathan. Gino, Take a moment to look back over the mountain that you have just climbed. Look back at the experiences you have encountered in your ascent. It is good to reflect on your experiences. Cherish the valuable experiences and make sure that you learn from the bad ones so as to avoid repeating them. This has been quite a journey. We remember when you began the scouting trail that leads to this moment. You joined Troop 1 in 2018, and with your first step, you started living the Scout Oath and law. While you were on the trail, we watched you study, and then we watched you learn by doing. You began to build yourself physically, mentally, morally. And before you knew it, in May of 2019, you were a Tenderfoot Scout. As a Tenderfoot, you continue to embody the scouting spirit and to develop your basic skills. For example, you helped your patrol prepare meals on campouts. You were able to provide first aid for minor injuries and treat for exposure to poisonous plants. You became physically stronger and you participated in service to your community. As you continued along your journey, you quickly reached second class, the third rank of scouting, in September 2019. As a second class scout, you demonstrated greater proficiency in all your camping, cooking, scoutcraft, and first aid skills. At this point, the trail became somewhat steeper. With the COVID-19 pandemic, it was more challenging for you to continue, but you persevered, and you reached first class rank in January 2021. As a first class scout, you successfully put together everything you learned thus far. You demonstrated an advanced level of skills and experience on troop outings and at Camp Cody. You wanted to learn more in scouting, so you continued onward. In August 2021, you reached star rank. And as a Star Scout, you began to focus more on developing specific skills, such as cycling and exploring your interests in pets and environmental science by earning merit badges. You also began to develop your leadership skills as our troop librarian and the patrol leader for Flaming Arrow, right? Now the trail became more difficult. Leadership was challenging and also hard work, but you persevered, climbing the steep trail. In July 2022, your scouting journey led you to Life Link. In order to reach Life, you earned more merit badges, such as photography and archery. You also broadened your leadership experience, serving as the troop webmaster and the assistant senior patrol leader. In reaching this penultimate rank, you demonstrated a sustained commitment to Scout spirit by living the Scout Oath and law. True to the ideals of scouting, you gained an inner confidence that was to prepare you for the rest of your life. And then the trail became tougher, but more interesting. Did I transfer?
Can we thank Brian Weatherford? Up next, we have Speech on the Eagle Scout by Ed Cargyle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Podium's yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the life and times of Gino. Hi, Gino. How are you? I was told to keep it short. I'm not known for that, but my name is Ed Cargyle. I'm an assistant scoutmaster with Troop 1. That's Gino's troop. I was there his first day, and I've been there ever since, annoying him. He says I don't, but I did. I have, and I will if I ever get a chance. So today, this particular meeting is a great deal like the weather outside. Absolutely wonderful. It is a wonderful opportunity to congratulate a young man who has accomplished something of significance. A young man who I believe will accomplish great things with the rest of his life, because he's already shown me that he can do it. We'll skip over most of this. The first time that I met Gino, this is Gino's life story from my perspective. First time I met him, he was about 11. Little tiny kid, very quiet. And I was introduced to him, and my thought was, I better be careful. I'm going to scare him away. Got to be careful with this one. he's proven me wrong, completely wrong. This is one who's stayed. Some of the observations, my remembrances over the last 7 years include the fact that he was always there. Every time I turned around, Gino was there. Huh, amazing. He was at meetings, he was on outings, all of our events. He was always there. Were you? Oh, yeah. The second thing he always participated. He was always quietly participating, but he was always there and involved. Is that true? Yeah. These are simple but very important things. The other thing I noticed is he always did his job. The job of being a patrol member and following, or the job of being a patrol leader and really trying to lead, hard job. But he was always doing his job. It's a very important piece of this puzzle. The one thing that we all got out of it, I believe all of you guys back there, the thing that we got was Gino was somebody we could count on. That's one of the most important pieces of life. Be somebody that can be counted on. That's that guy right there. We appreciate that. For those of you in the back, you can go to sleep now because you know this part. But Troop 1 has their own summer camp. We call it Camp Cody. And the important point is that, thank you. The important point is that at 14, you can come up and help us assemble camp. At 15, you can become a member of the staff. And all these guys in their green pants, they all are or were on staff, except for that guy on the end back there. He forgot to dress. It's an important event. It's Gino. He should have dressed up. All right, neither here nor there. Gino came up and did work week when he was 14. He survived. I was worried, but he survived. Came up at 15, he was on staff. Wow, he made it. On staff, and he was responsible for our first year campus, the Pioneers. Second year, he was responsible for all of us. He's KP. He made sure that our pots and pans and dishes and all were clean and we didn't get sick. He did a fabulous job, and John, where are you, John? John Rozak will attest to that. He did several times. He called him one of the best that he'd ever seen. John's been doing that job for a long time. Chicken. He retired. I'm sad about that. And in his last year, which wasn't this past summer, but the summer before, he was assistant junior camp director. That's really important. That's number 2, camp staff. We've heard stories, but we don't believe them, about how he had 7 merit badges that he had to complete because he wanted to be here today. Is that true? Yeah, okay, never mind. The point of it is that he was there and he was always doing his job. Unlike some of those people in the back row. During work week last year, I'm not proud of this, but I confronted him with a silly requirement. I wanted him to do something silly. And he looked at me, he looked me in the eye, he had kindness in his eyes, and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. Wait, I said to myself, I have a young adult here, don't I? I have to know that he's made it. He's the real deal. He is a young, adult. And that's the prideful part as a member of Troop 1, to watch all of these young people grow up from little tiny kids and become significant young adults with a vast future in front of them. That's the thing that makes me so proud, so happy. And Gino, I've got this closing remark. I've got to probably read it. I've had the privilege of watching you grow into this young adult. Somebody who's clear about where he is and where he's going. That's huge. Thank you for that privilege. Congratulations on becoming an Eagle and being a young adult. I use that adult word, really, it's an important word. Young adult. And remember one thing, not how much I annoyed you, no, but rather that you're an Eagle today and always. That's it. Thank you very much. You did it.
Thank you, Mr. Cargyle. When I first saw your paper, I was excited because there was a lot less words that he said on the paper than out of his mouth. But you know what? I think it was all sweet, and Gino deserves the best praise, especially from our annoying, lovely Ed Cargyle. Thank you again. All right, now we have Michael Giordano with the presentation of the Eagle Award.
No, I'm not going to ask anybody to get up. So, I just want to say real quick, so my name is Mike Giordano. I am the current Scoutmaster for Troop 1. I just want to say that I've done, of all the people, all the scouts here and scouters, I probably have known Gino the longest because I've known him when he was in the Pack 49 here at the school. And the one thing that I remember that always stuck in my mind with Gino is when he crossed over from Pack 49 into Troop 1. I remember because one, I saw the excitement in his eyes, and two, it was one of the last times that our Order of the Arrow were permitted to be in full Indian garb when they're in the process of inducting them into the troop. Do you remember that? That was the last time that ever happened. So you were the last one to get to experience that, which was fantastic. I just remember when he got that, he was really excited. You can see he was happy to get out of the pack and join Troop 1 and start doing, the bigger and funner things, right? Because at the time, I was actually the Cub Master of Pack 49. He came over to Troop 1, I think a year before my kids actually transitioned over to Troop 1. So it was actually, and then somehow I got voluntold into becoming Scoutmaster. So, all that being said, one of the advantages from my perspective is I got to see Gino progress a little bit longer than others in the troop. And it's not just, getting ranks up and stuff like that, but you get to see him grow in his character, as Mr. Cargyle had mentioned. One of the things that Gino had done for the longest time in the troop is he was the bugler. So at the end of every troop meeting, he would bring out his trumpet and he would play taps for us to bring the meeting to an end. And, it always made me think, because he did a really good job at it. And, when we do taps, and I don't know if the scouts do this, but I do, it's like you reflect a little bit. It's like, well, how did this meeting go? How did the scouts behave? What did the scouts get out of this meeting? Sometimes more than others. So, because, at the end of the day, what is it about? You think about it at the end of the meeting and you're going through taps. It's you're being part of something bigger than yourself. you're reflecting on like, okay, what did we do to be of service in the community? Because that's a big part of scouting, right? We do a lot of community service, we do a lot of conservation, in addition to all the camping and all the skills that we build. And then moving on, let's talk about Camp Cody, as Mr. Carlisle mentioned. You know, Gino came into Camp Cody, and you know, we won, and he grew up until he took the leadership roles. And yes, he did a very good job as the KPJO. I heard nothing but good things when you were in charge of that, Gino. So thank you for standing up and doing that. Because you know, he stepped up and he succeeded. And we've seen when scouts don't step up and succeed as much as Gino did, because then you end up washing the dishes again. But that's the other thing about scouting too. It's one of the things that I've always enjoyed about scouting is it is a safe place to fail. Not that he failed, but if you are going to fail, that's the best place to do, because you're not going to kill anyone, because we won't let you. So I'm going to see if I can cut this short a little bit too, because I wrote a lot. Ed, I'm trying to take your lead. So Gino has grown into someone who truly lives the Scout Oath and Scout Law. He's trustworthy, he's loyal, he's helpful, friendly, courteous. Everything in the Scout Law I've seen in him. And that's great to see you grow like that. Becoming an Eagle isn't just about earning the badge or finishing checklists at the end of the day. It's about years of commitment, both now and in the future. It's about showing leadership, giving back to the community, and living by a code of honor that stays with you for the rest of your life. Fewer than 5% of all scouts make it to Eagle. Most of them drop out, don't finish all the requirements by the time they're 18, whatever the reason may be. So he's proven that he's able to set a goal and complete a task end to end, which is an accomplishment. Gino, this achievement reflects not just what you've done, but what you've become. You've shown what it means to be an Eagle, someone who lifts up others, serves without expecting reward, and leads with the heart. You've made the troop, your family, and your community proud. Congratulations, you really did earn it. So, leading into the actual presentation. Today we're gathered to recognize a very special achievement, Gino. Through your hard work, determination, and living by the Scout Oath law, you have earned the highest rank in scouting, the rank of Eagle Scout. So, if your parents would like to step up, they can pin the pin on you. Sucks getting old. So, one of the important aspects of becoming an Eagle is, and I'm sure most of you scouts know this as well, is getting to Eagle is a lot of work. And without the support of the parents, it's even that much harder. And I know that both of his parents were very well engaged, so. So I'm jumping the gun here, I apologize. So let's, now I'm all discombobulated. All right. So Gino, the medal is not just a decoration to be worn on special occasion. It is a reminder of the Scout Oath and Scout Law and what it means in your daily life. From this day forward, others will look to you as an example of honor, leadership, and service. So, Gino, congratulations again. So you've been called to the highest rank in scouting. The Eagle Scout badge is not just a reward, but a responsibility. You are now a leader among scouts, and you must set the standard for others to follow. The Eagle stands for character, for service, and for living by the values that scouting teaches. Your duty is not finished, it is just beginning. You are charged to continue seeking truth, to build your community through service, and to help other scouts along the trail you have climbed. As an Eagle Scout, you must always choose the harder fight to do what's right. So, that being said, congratulations again, and I'm looking forward to you actually being an ASM one day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Michael Giordano. Next we have Eagle Charge with Mike. Oh, okay, sorry. We have a speech by the Eagle Scout, Gino. The podium.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I've been a scout for the past 10 years, and during that time, I've had many great experiences and made countless memories. I learned a lot about leadership, about friendship and working with others, and about almost every subject offered as a merit badge up at Cody or our week-long summer camp. Even in just my journey to Eagle, I learned so much, most of it having to do with planning and with planting. If you don't know, my Eagle project was planting a rose garden here at the school. I spent many months working with the school's administration team, surveying the area, trying to anticipate the challenges we might encounter once we got started. I made many phone calls to try and learn more about planting rose bushes, make sure there was nothing critical I might accidentally hit while digging, and to secure the supplies I would need in order to carry it out. You're welcome to go look at it after the ceremony. However, it is unfortunately no longer in bloom since it's fall now. It took a lot of hard work, but I wasn't alone in this journey, and I'd like to introduce you to a handful of people who helped me accomplish this rank of Eagle. First off are my parents. If not for them, I never would have become a scout. They signed me up for Cub Scouts when I was only 8 years old, and they helped me through until I was old enough to transition to Boy Scouts. There were times I felt like quitting Cub Scouts, but my parents continued to encourage me, and eventually ended up outlasting the rest of my den and was the only one to cross over. They've driven me to countless meetings and outings, supported me through all I've aspired to do, and pushed me to get things done when I was procrastinating. Without them, I probably wouldn't be here today. Mom and Dad, can you please come up here so I can give you a small token of your small sign of my appreciation? Next are my grandparents. Without these 4 people guiding me, spoiling me, and being examples of what I could look like in 70 years. I don't think I'd been as motivated to become the person I am today. On my dad's side, they have taken care of me when my parents were out of town, driven me to where I need to go, and they have always given me great advice and taught me the important things they have learned throughout their own lives. On my mom's side, they have always been there to nourish me in feeding my curiosity and my willingness to learn, and by cooking me great food. So if all four of you could please come up now and receive your pins. Yeah. All right, thank you. Okay, and finally are my mentors, throughout both scouting and in my personal life. It's hard to decide on just one person, but I was eventually able to narrow it down to two. The first person I want to recognize as a mentor was always available to consult with, no matter what else he had going on. His input on my Eagle project often changed my plans for the better, and without his experience, my project might not have been as much of a success. In addition, he and his family are great family friends. I have many great memories of time spent with them. I'd like to invite Brian Johnston up to receive this pin. And for my second mentor, who guided me throughout scouting and helped me up on my way to Eagle, I was sort of paralyzed by all the possible candidates. There are many adults and troop leaders who helped me reach the place today, and my fellow scouts have also helped tremendously to teach me about leadership and all the precepts of the Scout Law. The patrol I joined, Flaming Arrow, ended up having some of the friendliest and most influential scouts in the troop, and almost all of them went on to become JOs at Cody, and then joined Grizzly. I think, however, that the most influential person in getting me to this point, in the end, was Christopher Talston, and he wasn't able to make it here tonight, or today, but he was the scoutmaster for most of the time I was in the troop, and so I'll make sure to get this pin to him. Once again, thank you all for coming, and I'm grateful to everyone who played even a small part in helping me get here.
Thank you, Gino. I'm glad to be emceeing this, and I'm happy everyone could make it out. Next, we have John Brozak with the benediction. The podium is yours.
In the invocation, I concluded with saying that Gino was a gift and a blessing. And these are true words. What is also true is that we're all blessings to each other. But on this one special day, I would like you to join me in giving Gino a special blessing. So what this is going to require in just a few minutes is for you to say the word amen. Can you do that? All right. So Gino, I need you right up here, brother, please. And everyone, please stand. How am I sounding, Ed? Am I projecting?
Doing great.
I don't need the microphone. Okay. Creator God, thank you for being with us this day. Thank you also for your grace, for with it all things are possible. We ask for your continued blessings for our scouts, our troop, our country, and our scoutmaster. And a special blessing for Bob and Louise and Gwen and Dale. These are Gino's grandparents. And for our new Eagle Scout, we will all please raise your hand. Not you. You're getting it, brother. Take it all in. Gino, may the love for family, friends, and country hold a strong, steadfast, and true. We say,
Amen.
may the light of God always guide you on your way. We say,
Amen.
I'm sorry, I'm a weedy Catholic. There's nothing I can do about it, so just bear with me.
Amen.
Amen. May God's loving hands hold you and keep you always. We say, Amen. May his grace and his wisdom be a blessing upon you. We say, Amen.
Amen.
Now here comes the hard part. And may the path you follow always return you to the ones who love you. We say,
Amen.
with joyous praise and humble hearts, we say, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all very much. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome.
We are about to retire the colors with Achilles, but before we do that, I was told to remind everyone that there are refreshments, so please stay for those. And we also need help, mainly the scouts, to move the chairs back towards the tables once we're out of here. Now I have Achilles with retiring of the colors.
I know, I'm back. Hey. All right. Audience, please rise. Church. Color guard to attention. Color guard, forward march.